Introducing first our young heroes from Egypt.
Egypt's second game.
Your coaches for Uganda, head coach Michael Seeger, assisted by Moses Okwela, Jordan Omoni, Jonathan Ikao, Tendo Seniyonwa. That's your team for Uganda and Egypt. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can kindly rise to your feet for the national anthems of Egypt and Uganda, starting with the national anthem of Egypt. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Uganda.
Yeah, Litaba. So I mean, this is going to be a very interesting game because obviously Egypt are a well-oiled machine. You know, they made easy work of Nigeria, who's a very good team as well. Uganda lost to a very solid team 2 days ago. Angola, they lost to Angola 89-73. So it's very interesting, especially for Uganda, because they have to win this one to stay in the contest. But I mean, we have a blockbuster in our hands. Yep, it's going to be really interesting. The north, and from the youth programs all the way to the senior guys, you know, they will play fundamental basketball. They know how to play. They've been together for a while. I mean, they just got back from the under-17 FIBA championships, and so they're a well-oiled machine, you know. So Uganda gotta have to keep up with these guys, especially on defense, and making sure that their defensive transitions on point as well, because they can push the ball, the Egyptians, but they can play the half-court set. Number 35, Omar, he's really solid inside as well, so they have to look out for him.
Omar was also one of the BWB candidates, so it's definitely something that the team has done, using many BWB athletes throughout the competition this year. My question is, can Uganda keep this up?
Well, I mean, as you can see, there's a substitution for Egypt. 5 in, 5 out. That's a mark of a team that can really play. I mean, if you can anytime get all your 5 guys out and sub all other 5 in, then you know you've got a good team in your hands. If you don't like what you see as a coach, as early as a 7-minute, and then chucking in your second 5 right into the game, you know you've got a good team. So those guys can be able to keep up the pace and defense, and able to play on offense as well.
Uganda with the 3. Oh, good rebound. It seems like Uganda is just out hustling Egypt right now. What a tip-in.
Yep, they will have to. They will have to. I mean, the Ugandan head coach Michael Sega, that's what he has to emphasize on his players, to make sure that, you know, for us to win this game, we gotta hustle, we gotta close out just like that. You know what I mean? But they gotta rebound. They gotta make sure that they get bodies, can't let guys wide open. The Egyptian team are too good of a team to be left wide open, especially with 3-point line. They can shoot it. They're fundamentally sound. But so far so good for Uganda. They're moving at their own pace. A bit of nerves earlier on for both teams, as you can see, guys just having butterfingers, can't really catch the ball and all that kind of stuff. But I'm sure all those things are going to be cleaned out in no time. Good ball movement by Egypt. Look at that.
There's their star player, number 10, back on the court. He clearly is the leader of the second unit. If he can come on and just influence the game for Egypt, this is going to be a long day for Uganda.
Yeah, he's in no rush. He puts the ball on the floor, he takes the rim. You know, he gets to where he wants to get to as a player, as a guard. I believe that's the kid was at the BWB as well.
He was MVP at
BWB about a month ago or so here in South Africa. Mido is his name. He can play. He can really play.
Looks like there's been a substitution for Uganda as well. They've brought on their number 2 guard.
Yep.
Let's see what he can do.
Tejana Rugete, he is their star player. He's one guy that you want the ball in his hands. Good hustling by Uganda, especially on the boards. Good transition defense by Uganda, getting back. it is on this end, on the offensive end, where they need to be more patient with the basketball. Use the shot clock, get Egypt to play defense for at least over 14, 15 seconds. You know, get them playing defense. In that way, you got a chance of getting mismatches, or even getting them to scramble defense, where you can able to, you know, penetrate, kick, try to get open shots, run your sets, and just be slightly patient.
It looks like the Ugandan team is trying to play. Oh, and a lapse in judgment from Uganda, and it's a tie game. It looks like the Ugandan team is just trying to push the ball on offense. You know, play an 8-second offense, trying to tire out the Egyptians. But the Egyptians, as we mentioned, are a well-oiled machine. They can go 5 in, 5 out. They 12 deep. You can't speed them up.
No, they generally, the North African teams generally play at their own pace, and you know, they can change tempos. Make no mistake, they can change tempos, but you're not gonna speed them up. You know, you have to be a well-grilled oil machine, especially on offense, where you're able to move the ball, move more than set picks. You know what I mean? For you to have success against them, but you have to be well prepared to play against these guys because they can play. I mean, look at that. That's very true. Pass, penetrate, kick, jumper, wide open. Good defense by Uganda, number 22, John Gasira.
Classic pick and roll and the foul.
Beautiful pick and roll. Good read by the guard to find the big. Hit him on a dime on that roll.
You can see that they've run that play countless times.
Yep.
Number 6 is off on the first free throw.
Egyptian head coach Ahmed El Gahi. He was a player, played at Bal, and he's assistant coach as well. I could be wrong if I say it's Al Ahly, somewhere around there. You know, so he knows what he's doing. I mean, he was a player before. Now he's tasked to run with the Egyptian under 18 team. I mean, look at that, pressing, getting out, challenging.
Beautiful 3 by the Ugandan team. Uganda's definitely come to play today. They are putting everything on the line. I still maintain the same question. Can they keep this up for the whole game? They've been playing as best as they can, but can they keep it up for the entire game? This ball rotation by Uganda is really causing the Egyptian team to scramble, and we no one expected to see this, but this is great.
I think Ugandan success really lies with number 2, their star guard. You gotta find a way to get the ball in his hands. Let him start their offense, possibly finish the offense as well. Good defense by Uganda. Way to hustle, getting on the floor.
Uganda's definitely giving it everything they've got. There we go, number 2 with the ball. Ooh.
Good kick, good drive.
Good recovery by the Egyptian team.
Great defense by Egypt overall, but that's better ball movement from Uganda. You know, they at least they forced Egypt to be able to play defense. You know, for more than 12 seconds or so. That's where you can really hurt them if you really move the ball from side to side, making sure that everybody touches the basketball, but forcing them to react on defense almost all the time. Not having quick shots, because quick shots leads into fast breaks and becomes easy points for the other team.
Number 10 for Egypt has definitely been very quiet, being a facilitator for what it looks like. And 1. Number 6 with the fake and the basket. This is his second trip to the line. The first trip He was 0 for 2. Let's hope he can make this one, bringing Egypt back into the game. It's still early days. The scores are very, very tight, showing that the teams are playing great defense.
Yeah, I mean that's a mark of a big that has very great footwork. Ali.
Oh, and there we go. Just as we mentioned, number 10.
You don't want to give them second chances. Second chances always lead to 3 pointers. They can hurt you if you give them second chances. You want to give them one shot. Good take.
Good take by number 2. And as we mentioned earlier, he needs to be aggressive.
Oh, for
he
sure.
needs to be the one to generate the offense for this team. If he's aggressive, he'll open up the space for everybody else.
I mean, he can create for himself and create for everybody else. I mean, it's just a super great guard. And like I said, I mean, he needs to start the offense and possibly finish the offense. You know, as he makes the first free throw, Tejan Rugete, who's their team captain, who's the Ugandan team captain. We'll see more of this young man in the future. I'm definitely sure about that. I mean, I believe he's schooling in the US. He's 2 out of 2 from the stripe.
He's definitely putting in the work, doing what needs to be done.
Uganda leading Egypt 11-9. But you sort of like the movement. Oh, look at the big fella going to town.
Uganda has to rebound those. Sloppy basketball. They're lucky to retain possession, Uganda. That should have never happened.
Again, I mean, I understand that Uganda wants to push tempo and wants to put pace, want to push pace, but get the ball into the hands of Tejan. Let him control the game, let him control tempo, you know, let him make decisions on behalf of the team. So far, he's made good decisions. Get the ball in his hands, let's play from there.
Let's
That's
see if we.
Patience.
Oh, good interception.
Ill-advised shot right
Very
there.
ill-advised shot.
I mean, in that situation, I prefer the kid, you know, to try and get to the bucket. It's a 2-on-2 game. I mean, it's 2-on-2 right there. So, you know, take the ball, get inside, try to get a layup, probably a foul, in a better position than just stopping and shooting a 3-point shot. It's an ill-advised shot, and it's an air ball for that matter, so it gives nobody a chance to rebound.
I couldn't agree with you more. He was downhill. He had options to his left. Just a pity to have taken that shot.
Amos is back on the court for Uganda. Their number 10 guard, very fast, very quick on defense.
They've left. Number 10 is 2 from 3-point line. We have said it over and over again. You cannot leave him open.
Mahome Shanin is one guy that cannot leave him open.
Unfortunate. Great move. Pity not to have finished that.
Look at the big player around the floor. Look at the big player around the floor.
That's how
and
big.
PG awards him for running the floor hard, and he gets a 2. Perfect. Good basketball all around.
That's exactly how Big should be running the game. Running the floor from end to end. He got the rebound, passed it to his guard, and dumped the ball. Again, the bigs are the ones running. Foul by number 23 or number 5. It's clear that the Egyptians are getting into their stride.
Yep. Omar, Moafak, running the floor. So both those Egyptian bigs can get out and run the floor. They're both very dangerous from inside and outside. You're going to have to respect that. But the defensive transition can able to let that one guy that has just made 2 threes, we leave him wide open. That's the Egyptian contingent, the ladies team.
Out here supporting their men, making sure that this is a team game. Again, number 10 open. This can't keep happening. He's going to punish them.
Look at this.
Great first quarter from Uganda. I definitely did not see them coming out this hard, pushing and keeping the score as tight as it's been. We all expected Egypt to have gone on a big run, and they did in that last 2-3 minutes, making sure that they get back into the game. we need to watch out for number 10.
Again, I mean, it's just silly mistakes by Uganda. Shooting, I mean, taking quick shots that leads to fast breaks. That leads to, I mean, the one guy that they really need to guard on the other side is wide open. He just made 2 threes, changed the game completely. They're giving up offensive rebounds. That is Uganda. That leads to open threes. So you gotta, I mean, surely Coach Michael Sega has got to be able to tell these boys that first thing first, shot goes up, everyone's got to put a ball on somebody and rebound. That's very important. But also a defensive transition for Uganda has been poor so far. They got to get back on defense and play 5-on-5 man-to-man team defense. Then you got a better chance of beating a team like Egypt, a well-oiled drilled Egyptian team. The 2 bigs, as you can see, that they can play inside, outside, you know. I mean, for Egypt, you know, you gotta make sure that you really take care of those guys. Number 35, Omar. He's really dangerous inside, but also number 5 is also Omar Moafak. Those are the 2 guys that you really have to box out. Those are the 2 guys that you really have to pay attention to, including their star PG, who's number 10, who's a really good guard. He can shoot the ball, he can penetrate, he can find people, he can facilitate as well.
And number 10 has had a very quiet game. Although he's had 6 points, it's a very quiet 6 points. He's out there facilitating, making sure that his team is getting what they need to get when they need to get it, which is very critical in this game.
Again, I mean, when Uganda lost to Angola, Neto, who's a point guard for Angola, dropped 28 points. So clearly they have issues with the guards who are really good. So, I mean, you got to make sure that Mohamed Shaheen, who is a point guard and a star player for Egypt, is a guard. You got to take care of him. You cannot forget about him. You cannot forget about him completely.
All right, we're going into the second quarter now, as Uganda gets the ball. It's been a mighty first quarter. Let's see what happens in the second. Good block by number 6. They clearly making sure that they do not get anything inside.
Yep. Ali Asran, number 6 from Egypt. He's the defensive anchor for Egypt in the middle. Good hustle by the Egyptians.
Oh, unsportsmanlike foul? The Ugandans have been called for an unsportsmanlike foul. The Egyptians will be shooting too.
And it's always the case with, especially with players. I don't understand, if you have lost the ball and you're on the floor, you cannot touch anybody or attempt to get the ball, because chances are you're going to pick up an unsportsmanlike foul. You're on the floor. It's a very dangerous play to try and steal the ball while you're on the floor, because chances are you're going to get somebody's leg, or and the referees are geared up and tuned to make those calls an unsportsmanlike foul. So, as much as you can, you want to try and teach the kids to stay away from trying to steal the ball while they're on the floor, because already you're on the floor, you're at disadvantage, and you touch anybody, chances are you're going to be called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
No, that's very true. The Egyptians need to be better. They have not done anything on the free throw line. They're 1 of 7 now. Could you imagine had they made their free throws, what the scoreline and margin would look like right now? They need to definitely be better on the free throw line. If they can fix that, they have everything in check. Beautiful ball movement by the Egyptians. Good defense by Uganda.
Good ball movement.
Good ball movement.
Good shot. Just have to make that.
Good hustle. Look at their number 6 bringing up the ball as if he's a guard, and the basket.
They're all fundamentally sound. All these kids are fundamentally sound from Egypt. They can pick up a rebound as a forward or a center and just take it and lead the break. And that's a typical case in point right there, where you have your number 6 as a power forward, Ali Asren, who's just picking up the rebound and putting it on the floor and lead the break. And that's how you teach young kids to play almost every single position and be comfortable with dribbling the ball, be comfortable with making sure that they understand. I mean, it's very basic, but it still needs to be taught. Good hands,
Good
by
hands.
Uganda.
Good.
Uganda getting to the cup, it's just not finishing.
I think Uganda keeps on looking. Oh, beautiful basket with the contact and the finish by number 5. Uganda seems to keep looking for difficult plays, difficult baskets.
Yeah, that was Mukisa Mkungwa with the bucket number 5 from Uganda. The score is 13 to Uganda, 17 to Egypt. Oh, beautiful crossover. Good hands.
Good hands, good defense by Uganda. This is beautiful defense by Uganda. Oh, what a good play. What a good set of defense by Uganda.
And they have to pull a couple of stops. In a row, so to speak, for them to really compete with this Egyptian team. You hardly find any flaws with this Egyptian team because they're just that good. But Uganda is right there, so don't count them out, especially with a man like Tejan having the ball in his hands, dictating terms. Just change your defense from Egypt, 2-3 zone. Good
Again.
running. That's gotta
Could be a travel, but you can see what they're trying to do. They bigs are running coast to coast, no let up. It doesn't matter who's in front of them. They want to put that ball and stuff it in the hole.
Oh, look, anytime you have 12 guys on the bench that can play equally as the starters, I mean, you force these kids to run, to push the ball rather and get out and run because anybody who's tired, the next 5 comes in or the next man up comes in. It seems to have Uganda seems to have a problem in figuring out the 2-3 zone, just to change the defense, which is Egypt now is going to a 2-3 zone. I mean, twice now they've turned the ball over against the 2-3 zone. I mean, it's very basic. You gotta move the ball against the zone, set picks, have a high post and a low post. But be patient, move the ball as much as you can to collapse the zone. Then you got a chance of breaking the zone down.
Uganda's pushing this double team. Beautiful dump down from number 10. Again, number 10 controlling the game, getting what he wants, getting it to his players. That's what you do for your team. They're playing sensational basketball.
Yeah, that's an end one play, getting to the cup, really attacking the middle and finding people, in a dunker spot, just like he did right there, find his mate for needs 2, and it's an end one. It's a 3-point play for Egypt.
Great conversion. It's been a while since Egypt has made a free throw, so it's good to see it getting a little bit of consistency back.
Again, 2-3 zone. There's the man in the middle now, number 13. One guy running baseline.
I think Egypt has figured that Uganda's not going to shoot from the outside. So
they're getting to the sweet spot.
Just not converting. Controversial call by the ref. That was a 50-50 ball.
Well, there's a protest from the coach, Michael Sega, but the biggest protest is from the crowd. Some of the Ugandan fans don't believe that was a foul. I guess the ref saw it otherwise. Now they're having a conversation with the coach, trying to calm the coach down, trying to explain to him what happened. I just feel in that situation, the referee would just call the foul and move on, and then maybe during the break, whether it's a timeout or whatever it is, just trying to go and explain to the coach. Because what you're doing there is just fueling the fire.
Exactly.
You must have a conversation with the coach. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you what you think. It might not end well. It might end up in a technical foul.
We just saw the perfect elevator action that Egypt just ran there for number 10. That was play done to perfection. Set the double screen, came off the elevator, and he had an open shot.
Yep.
Uganda definitely needs to rebound because they're being out-hustled now by Egypt. You don't expect them to be out-hustled by Egypt. You expect them to be the ones fighting for every possession. Number 10 to the cup. Unfortunately, the miss. Good defense by Uganda.
Yeah, you gotta move the ball. That's more like in the case the zone. Put the big kid number 13 in a high post or low post, but you gotta make good passes against the zone, because if you don't shift the zone, it will stay stagnant and you won't have a good look. But half of the time, where the zone is really, really vulnerable, it's at the high post. I mean, you gotta make sure that you find somewhere in the high post that can able to catch and face, you know, either attack or find the shooters on the wings or even in the baseline. But if you're just gonna be passing it at the top, you know, you're hardly moving the zone.
We have a timeout now. There's a 7-point difference between Uganda and Egypt. Uganda had played so well up until this point. It seems they've lost a little bit of that spark and a little bit of fire. It might be from the change in defense and them not knowing what to do with the Egyptian 2-3 zone.
For sure. So you gotta take your time, especially against the zone, and figure it out. The weak points of the zone, like I said, I mean the high post in particular is a weak point. You know, the corner threes are always available, but that can only happen if you really move the ball well and you shift the zone from left to right. So you gotta move the ball from left to right, and you know, vice versa as well, from right to left. So the ball's gotta move. The ball's gotta do a lot of talking. It cannot be on the floor more often than not against the zone, for the zone to shift and able to penetrate the zone. Whether it's dribble penetration, whether it's just, you know, just passing inside to the high post, trying to find the low post, you gotta shift the zone. But only the ball can be able to do that.
No, that's true. Let's see what play the Ugandan coach has drawn out of the timeout. Let's see what adjustments they've made to the zone. Will it be a little bit smoother? Will they get more movement, a couple of shots in, maybe break the zone, get back into the man where Uganda was doing much, much better against?
That's too much dribbling against the zone. That's much better.
Open shot.
Much better.
Good shot. Pity didn't go in, but great shot.
Look at how they move the ball from one end to the next. Within a second, the ball is already gone. Now they have enough time to
set up a three and make a three.
That's the difference right there.
It's about the execution.
Yep.
Any chance that Egypt gets. Any chance that Egypt gets, they are there converting every single thing. They're making sure that they make good on their baskets, on their layups, on their free throws. Good take. It's great to hear both ladies teams from Egypt and Uganda in the stands supporting their boys, making sure that they feel that they have that extra man on the court. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. Again, another lapse in judgment from the Ugandan team. It's small little lapses that are going to cost them the game. This is the second time that they've fallen asleep on an inbound play.
They gotta switch on all the time. I mean, when you play against a team that good, you cannot have any lapses either end of the floor. You just can't do that. You gotta make sure that you stay the course. You compete at the high level, and the focus as well is going to be spot on. I think maybe, you know, switch the defense as well a little bit and see what Egypt has. They've switched their defense. They seem to have success with the switch of the defense. Maybe you need to do that as well.
Uganda keeps the ball on the rebound. Wow, good patience by number 2, getting the big man up, getting the foul. At least it slows the game down a little bit, gives them a breather, and allows them to earn some points at the charity stripe.
And again, I think what Uganda needs to understand that you cannot win the game in the second quarter. So you're going to have to pull a couple of few good defensive strings, take care of the ball on offense as well. You know, I mean, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. There's no way you're just gonna swallow an elephant. It's impossible. So that's how I feel they have to play this game against this very good Egyptian team.
Yeah, one stop at a time, one basket at a time.
You can't have that.
Oh, you can't have that. That was a great shake and bake by number 2. Left his man standing and at an open lane.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks to the weak side defense. Where's the weak side defense when this guy just, put the ball on the floor, one dribble, in advanced shot, air ball.
With 14 seconds left in the clock.
You gotta penetrate these guys and able to draw them and find, open shooters, give them a bit of time to get off their shots. But run your offense, run your sets, misses his own shot, gets his own rebound.
This game seems to be running away from the Ugandans now. It's now a 13-point deficit. What was once 4 points is now increased quicker than you thought.
To the high post. One more time. Find a big guy. Get the high post, go in. The ball. I think they're over elaborating on the dribbling. Putting the ball on the floor. They're too obsessed about putting the ball on the floor. Move the ball against the zone. They just got bailout, buy a foul right there. But you don't really want those type of situations where you're now sitting with 5 seconds. Timeout Uganda. Timeout Uganda. They want to talk about it.
I would have thought that in that last
seconds.
I would have thought that in that last timeout they would have found a way to break down the zone, but it seems like the zone still is stifling them. They cannot do anything. They've had one chance at the basket and they scored 1 point in this entire.
I think Coach Michael's got to emphasize to his players that they need to really move the ball.
Yes.
The ball moves faster than a man. That was the foul call earlier on.
Again, you see simple little
Just
things.
A simple play. Baseline out of bounds play. Good take. Way to get him off the ground and just a pump fake. Let him get up. You go up, pick up a foul, go to the line and shoot 2. Very basic things that you need to do against very good teams. That will get you over the edge.
Let's see what the Ugandan coach comes up with out of this timeout. I'm sure he's drawn up a play to try and get them a basket. They need to get something in the hoop because it's become a very, very, very slow game at this point.
What you don't want to do against a very good team is to let them pick up a lead and extend that lead to a point where you cannot get back into the game. You want to keep them under 10 points where it gives you enough time and a chance to be able to get back into the game. Once the leads start blowing out to double digits, especially over 15 points, teams that good know how to close out games.
Definitely.
Of course, it's still early. It's still the second quarter, but
there's plenty of clock to play. But let's see what they get. Step back 3. Good hustle by Egypt.
It's a clever play for 14.
A little bit of mishandling there. Uganda put on some good pressure, put the screws on. Can they now get a basket? They've gotten the stop. Let's see if they can get the baskets. Keep themselves in this game.
Just to remind the folks back at home that Egypt were the representative from Africa in the FIBA World Under-17 Championships.
At this level, Egypt is the number 1 team.
Absolutely.
There is no question about it. And you can see it in the way they play. Good hop step. Unfortunate not to finish that.
Good take. That's exactly what you need to do against the zone. You got to penetrate the zone, force them to collapse. Either you go to the bucket, try and score, or you find the next open guy. But the ball is moving. The ball is not stagnant. It's not been dribbled in 1 point only, because at the end it becomes easy to play. To play the defense. The defense finds it very easy to play you because the ball is not moving.
The one good thing Uganda has done this game is to make their free throws.
Yeah, Brighton makes the first one and misses the second one, but
gets his own rebound and hits the 3. makes up for the miss.
Yeah,
+2.
4-point play.
And Uganda's brought it back within single digits. Oh, that's just too easy.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the lapse of concentration from them trying to steal the ball, and then Egypt find themselves. That's a good pass.
And a good shot.
Tejan with the 3. Now we're playing basketball. Now we're finding each other. We're penetrating. We're kicking.
Good defense by Uganda, good rebound, very strong rebound by Tejan.
Well, too short. Both teams are in penalty. So any foul right now sends both teams to the line for too short. Tejan is going to the line to shoot his 2 free throws, converts this, become a 6-point game.
2 possessions.
Yep. And that's where you want the game to be single digit.
He misses the first one. Very unfortunate. Uganda's done so well up until this point with their free throws. Let's see if he can make the second one. On the other side, Egypt has brought back their number 10. I think they're looking for a little bit of stability, a little bit of control. The game has been a little bit haphazard for them.
7-point game. Uganda brought it back somewhat. They have to keep the momentum on defense, and they have to make sure that they keep on executing on offense as they were. Now Uganda have changed their defense as we suspected. Pace dividends right there.
Playing a pressure defense, finishing up. Oh, you can't miss those. Technical foul for the Ugandan coach.
Teed up. I don't like that side. I don't like that side where a coach been teed up. Maybe it's been won earlier on when he spoke to him, but again, I mean, it's a high intensity game, high tempo,
high pressure situation.
Give the coach a leeway because his next technical foul, that means he's out of the game. Yeah. And number 10 from Egypt, Mohamed Shaheen misses the tee.
It's clear that the Egyptians have been struggling from the free throw line. There needs to be something.
Clock didn't move. Game clock, that is.
We have 1 minute and 19 seconds left in this first half of this game. Uganda's clawing their way back into this, coming back from a 13-point deficit, making 7 points.
They extend their defense, still in the zone. There it is, pace dividend. Just to switch your defenses, give them a different look, and let them have something to think about.
Go.
Too quick of a shot. Again, don't lunge. If you're lunging, that's what you're gonna get. Good take.
Good take. Took his time, watched, looked at what was happening.
Just get back on defense. Stop lunging on the ball because you're now giving them enough numbers.
That's 2 back-to-back ill-advised shots from the 3-point line for Uganda. Their defense has been amazing. This pressure defense has been sensational.
Yeah, I mean, you just get back on defense, force these guys into a half-court set, because if you keep on lounging, if you piece one guy, now it's 5 against 4. If you piece the second guy, it's 5 against 3. So they've got the numbers from there. There's nothing that you can do up at there. But if you, the transition defense is
good steal, good read by Tejan. Off to, number 9 should have just went strong up there. He should have never anticipated the foul. He would have gotten that and one.
Yeah.
Good play though.
Yeah, they're athletes. The Ugandan, you can tell, they're all athletes. All they want to do is get the rebound and get downhill and just push the basketball. But if that break is not on, then you gotta be patient on offense and just run your sets. Make sure that you shift the defense from left to right and right to left. He makes his first. Brighton makes his first.
Makes the second one as well.
Makes the second one.
Timeout called by the Egyptian team.
they're right back in it. They just have to string a couple of good stops, you know, string a good offense as well, a couple of good movement on offense, and just make sure that they execute on offense, which is very key. Because even if you do miss, but if you execute well, then it gives you a chance to get back on defense. Unlike when you're rushing shots and you're taking bad shots or ill-advised drives and especially off the first dribble or off the first pass, anything of that sort. It leads into transition for Egypt, and they can convert to transition. We've picked that one up already.
That is very, very true. Looking back some highlights, we've seen both teams making incredible plays, showing that they have the caliber and the talent to go up head against head. But at the end of the day, it's about who's executing. And right now, Egypt is the one executing.
Absolutely. Execution. Both ends of the floor, on defense and on offense, for Uganda is paramount to their success in this game.
There's 29 seconds left on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. There's a 5-second difference. If you have noticed, number 2 for Uganda hasn't left the court since the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
I wouldn't even sit him down myself as well. I mean, he's the one guy that gets them playing.
Egypt looking to take the last shot, not being rushed. They take the shot they wanted. Wide open shot. .6 seconds left. Does Uganda go for a heave, or do they just play out the quarter?
I think they want to add an extra shooter for these last 7 seconds. Nah,
he got 2 spots, but that was a bad shot.
That's a horrible shot. They had enough time. 7 seconds is a lifetime.
Couldn't agree more.
To get a high pick and roll and come off that. And that's the reason why they added an extra shooter, just to make sure that they spread the floor.
Timeout by the Egyptian coach.
Yep.
Let's see what he can draw up with 1 second left in the game. Maybe
Every
Egypt
second count in international basketball. You can't waste any second. Also, remember that he has a timeout left, so he might as well ban it because he's not going to use it in the second half. So, you know, ban it and draw something up. Hopefully get something out of it.
Maybe Egypt has a play that we don't know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you still have a chance to catch and shoot in 1 second.
Yes, 100%.
So anything is possible. But that's coaching at its highest level, to understand the fact that we have one timeout left, and you need to ban it, and you can throw something in that 1 second, or 1.3 to be exact. I mean, for all the young coaches out there, you know, then never waste any second in a basketball game, because every second is crucial.
A second is the difference between a 6 point halftime score or a 7-point halftime score.
Absolutely.
Oh,
there it is.
There it is. And he got it off.
Yep.
Full court heave.
There it is.
Definitely a great play.
Halftime. LC de Villiers Sports Center in Pretoria. We're at Tuks, University of Pretoria. The score is 26 to Uganda and 34 to Egypt. We've been entertained to a very good first half. We saw both teams picking up leads, dropping leads. We saw both teams playing good defense. We saw both teams executing on offense. But in particular, Egypt were very good in their execution on offense. And Uganda stayed the cause. You know, I must give it to the Ugandan team for coming back from a 15-point deficit to cut it back to 9.
No, that's very true, Flush. Egypt has played well, but for me, it's what Uganda has done. They've made sure that even on every single Egyptian run, they've kept themselves in the game, making sure that they can keep the lead as close as possible, giving them a chance at the end of this game. Because for sure, if anything happens, should this game go into another double-digit lead, it's going to be very difficult for them to come back. So they've got to keeping the pressure on. That final 3 minutes with that pressure defense that they played, putting the Egyptians in a little bit of a position where they now started losing the ball, definitely brought them back into the game. So they got to keep pushing, keep playing, and we're in for a great second half.
And they have to keep that defensive momentum in the third and the fourth quarter for them to have a chance of beating this Egyptian team. Well, for Egypt, more the same. Take care of the basketball, execute on offense, push the ball down the floor and transition. That's really, really, really good. And I mean, they know how to play, and they've been together for quite a while. And so, I think Egypt will come out guns blazing in the third quarter. But hopefully Uganda keep the same momentum on defense and execute on offense, for the fans and the viewers to enjoy this game moving forward.
Definitely. I think the third quarter will be the decisive quarter. Uganda comes out strong, they put themselves in a good position. Egypt comes out and decides they want to just end this game and stomp it out, then it's over. It's also very beautiful and very cool to see that all these other programs are coming up. The talent is there, but now to put it together and to see it on an international stage where you ordinarily wouldn't have seen this is great.
There are no slouch anymore in international basketball, under 18, under 16, under 20. All those countries now have talent and they recognize that. And the key is in the preparation. I mean, if you put your squad together early and you prepare for this tournament, you have a chance. You have a bigger chance of being successful, as we've seen with the likes of Egypt, the likes of Rwanda and Angola and all those teams that have really put their teams early. Morocco and prepared for this tournament.
Oh, 100%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great first half watching Uganda and Egypt playing. We prepare for the second half and we hope to have more of this. Remember, the score is Uganda 26, Egypt 33. We're at AfroBasket under 18 at Tux University in Pretoria. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What a half it's been between Uganda and Egypt. I have my co-host Flosh here. It's AfroBasket under 18. We've had quite the stellar first half, with Egypt showing their dominance, but Uganda also making sure that they aren't blown out of the water. If you look at the stats, you've got Egypt playing a game of pure conversion, having second chance points with defensive rebounds at 23 and offensive rebounds at 11. They are more than 15 rebounds ahead of Uganda.
If you look at Uganda, clearly they took care of the ball. I mean, they only turned the ball over 8 times, but what they didn't do very well is securing their securing their defensive rebound, because Egypt did pick up quite a bit of offensive rebounds, against Uganda. I mean, I'm literally talking about 11 offensive rebounds. But again, I mean, it's the first half. It's a new game now. But I mean, going back to the star power, you have Tejan leading Uganda with 7 points. Then you have Mohamed Shaheen leading Egypt with 8 points. There are 2 star players for both teams, showing why they are star players. They link their teams.
We have Egypt with the ball, taking the first shot. Was a good rebound, and showing, going back to what we're talking about, Egypt continually getting the offensive rebounds, giving themselves second chance points. They draw first blood in the second half, and this is what we didn't want for Uganda. Uganda has to keep up the pressure, has to make sure that they don't give Egypt these second chance points.
Good looking jump shot, wide open shot. That's a good take. Now this is where they have to be really strong. Good ball movement.
Good ball movement, open 3. Good defense. That's exactly what we need from Uganda. Making sure that Egypt is put.
That's the one guy you don't want him to be open. At
yes.
The 3, especially shooting the 3. You gotta every single time you run down the floor, you gotta go find him. That speaks to your defensive transition. You gotta make sure that when you're running back, you know where he is, because he's a very dangerous player.
No, 100%.
The scouting report must tell you that he's the one guy that cannot be left open.
No, that's very true. Look at that high-low leading to a foul. They're just getting whatever they want.
Yep. I mean, in that instance, you gotta. It's either you half front him, or you full front, and making sure that your weak side help defense, the guard, is the person that is helping you. Because number 6, he's a very dangerous player for Egypt. Ali Asran. He's on the line shooting 2 now. Makes his first one.
That's great.
It's fundamentally sound, Tabo. So the player, when he's that fundamentally sound, and then there's the head coach right there for Egypt, Ahmed El Gahi, former player for the Egyptian national team as well. That's too ill advice. Got an offensive rebound.
They gave himself a second chance.
Again, it's just like a one-man offense, sort of to speak. You can't have that. You're going to make sure that you slow it down, and make sure that everybody touches the ball, run your sets, force Egypt to play defense, see what you can get out of that.
Unlucky by number 13. Uganda has been sensational on the 3-point line, on the free throw line, 70%, and they continue to do it, but I feel that they need to make sure that every chance they get on the line is a conversion, because without that, they're not going to be able to keep themselves in this game. Again, we keep having lapses in judgments in the game. Uganda does great defense, and they fall asleep every single time, and it comes off a make on the other side.
Great execution by Egypt. That is a mark of a team that has been together for a while. That is a mark of a team that just got back from the FIBA World Under 17 Championships, representing the continent. Great defense. Jump ball.
Great hustle. This is what we want to see from both sides.
There's a grit about this Egyptian team. There's a grit to them, even though they're fundamentally sound and they're well coached. Great techniques, most of the players, but there's a grit about them. There's something that is, I mean, in today's language, there's dog in them. That's how these young kids speak today. There's a dog in somebody. That means there's a grit in you. You got the desire and the hunger to do well.
Ooh, that was an ill-advised pass, and they were bailed out by number 5. That was just one mistake there would have been a transition.
Unnecessary foul right there by the Egyptians. But again, televised pass. It was a 50-50 pass. 50-50 ball up in the air, cross. It's more like it. Extremely physical, this Egyptian team.
And they don't even look it.
They don't.
They're very calm, very good take. Unlucky, but great take. Good steal. That's good hustle.
Good hustle.
You having your big man hustling.
Great hustle by Jotem Sesewanyana from Uganda, number 13. He's a big man in the middle.
It's too easy how a guy is being left wide open. That dribble penetration that Egypt keeps on having is just unstoppable. On every play, you have somebody free every single time. That's what you spoke about, Flush, right there. That one-man offense, it's killing Uganda. Uganda cannot keep playing this isolation basketball. Yes, we understand that it's a little bit difficult to get through, but you have to make sure that you move that ball around.
Yeah. Listen,
big man gives him.
Jotam is giving enough chances on the boards. He's really getting in there and hustling on the boards, giving Uganda second chances. Good hustle by Uganda.
Good hustle by Uganda.
Good hustle by Uganda. They really have to keep at it. They really have to hustle this Egyptian team. Give them no break to breathe. You know, make sure that every single time they get back on defense, they hustle, they play hard on defense. It's just the issue that now they need to solve is their offense, because it's too quick of an offense. They're very quick in terms of quick shots, and which leads to fast breaks for Egypt. If they slow it down and play half court and force Egypt to play defense. Yep.
That's off-ball foul by number 24, holding number 2. He's trying to play a box-and-one almost type of defense, making sure that their star player Teje never gets the ball, but a little bit too aggressive, causing the foul unnecessarily so.
Yeah, look, the referees are now calling almost everything, so you gotta adjust defensively, both teams, in terms of how aggressive we can be.
An unforced turnover by Uganda there. That was definitely necessary. They needed to keep possession there, especially trying to bring this game down to that 5 points. Good defensive sets there by Uganda. Blocked by number 23. He's going coast to coast. Again, ill-advised. He may have gotten the foul, but that was definitely ill-advised. He had 2 other players on the side where he could have kicked it out and had a better shot. But I guess the adrenaline from blocking the big man had him going downhill.
It worked out, and that's their game. You can tell this is their game. This is where they're most comfortable. That is Uganda, on an open floor. So you gotta be in a position where you know what to do when you have the ball in your hands, and you got guys running the wings. Find them, attack, find those guys, and you got the fast break there down to the tee. He's making he just made 1 or 2,
keeping himself in the contest.
Yeah,
scores now 30, 38. It's an 8-point game.
Yeah, there's the whip at the top. Find himself with the wide open shot.
Wide open shot, had all the time in the world. Pity didn't make it.
But that's a well executed. Again, there's Uganda running. And the presence of mind to slow it down. That's a good play by number 23 from Uganda. Ekawu.
Tijen has the ball. Strong take. Unfortunate fit without the
big kid gets the offensive rebound. PT misses the shot, and that's what happens when you get an offensive rebound. You always want to get a 3. Good pass.
Good pass by number 10. He saw Number 5 just slipping down, and that was a great pass.
Don't you always find it funny that the most... Oh, what a turnover. Egypt out and running.
Egypt looks like they're playing back home. They're just in the backyard, just dribbling the ball around, taking time. That wasn't an ill-advised shot, definitely. After all the beautiful ball movement, he held the ball on a little bit too long, causing him to miss out on his options at the sides.
Yeah, I always find it strange that the great transition team, the great offensive transition team, are the worst defensive transition team. This is Uganda. It's the case in point. When they got the ball running, going on offense, they're very great, but they're really bad in terms of the transition. Another air ball.
This is not what they need. They're putting themselves in a very compromising position.
It hasn't been the prettiest of the third quarter. I mean, we have plus minus 6 minutes gone, and the score is 34. It's a 10-point lead for Egypt. Good move.
Good move by their point guard. But that goes to show you those little sets. Again, there's those little lapses of judgment every time from the Ugandan squad that they were there for 22 seconds and then they just fall asleep. Beautiful step back by number 7.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels like everything is one-on-one. You know, my 10, your 10, my 10, his 10 type of setup. You know,
they're definitely working hard for their points.
Put it this way: they're down 7, maybe it's working for them.
Offensive foul by number 35. Looks like it was an illegal screen.
Substitution for Uganda. Number 13 off.
And number 14 is on.
Yep. Jotham is out. Ethan Shima is in. I think Jotham may really put in the shift, especially on the boards. You know, time for him to take a breather.
He's the reason the team is in this position.
Oh, yeah.
He's given them second chance opportunities, allowed them to get onto the line, allowed them to have more than enough time to try and keep this game in play.
I mean, you can tell the Ugandan girls are shocked at what they're saying, and they found their voices again.
Exactly what you mentioned. It's a one-on-one game. Look at that ball move by Egypt, making sure that everybody touches the ball.
Good execution by the Egyptians. Missed the shot, but they found an open man. Drove, kick.
They keep making sure they get what they want. They're not being rushed. They know that they're leading. They don't need to chase the game.
That's a travel.
Travel by number 22. He was in two minds. Didn't know whether to take the jumper or to drive the ball.
Yeah. Again, they do something good, and they kind of, that's Uganda, they do something very good. Get themselves back into the game, and then 1 or 2 lapses and mistakes. Let Egypt off the hook. Very beautiful passing by Egypt.
Great patience by Egypt. They got the basket they wanted, got to the positions they wanted to get, making sure that
they're very comfortable with the ball as well.
Very, very comfortable. And it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's their 7-footer or a 5-foot guard, doesn't matter. They make sure that they get what they want when they want. If they need to speed up the game, they speed it up. If they need to slow it down, they slow it down. It's incredible to watch.
Good offensive rebound by Shima. Just to get the Ugandans a second chance again. So what is very apparent right now is Uganda can rebound.
Yes.
So and that bodes well for them, but they gotta have to make sure that they take good shots. I mean, you see one guy brings up the ball is in his hands the whole 24 seconds, and that's when he wants to make a play or whatever the case might be. But if you can get into assess, move the ball around, make sure that they get open shots and all that kind of stuff, and able to pick Egypt apart by ball penetration and dribble penetration, Getting to the set, misses both again. There's another rebound.
They keep
Bad
keeping
pass.
themselves in the game, making sure that they get these offensive rebounds. It's now a thing of, can they get these exact rebounds on the defensive end? That's the important thing.
Absolutely.
If they can get them on the defensive end, they will stop Egypt and be able to stop the bleeding.
Good
Good defense. Blocking foul called against number 14 of Egypt.
Yep. Egypt are in the penalty now, so Uganda will shoot 2 every single time they get fouled.
Uganda's putting on the pressure, clamping the screws on, but they're not converting, and that's the most important part. They're doing everything right. They're now defending, getting double teams, making sure they get to the spots they need to get to, but it's all about conversion. They had a great first half in terms of their free throw shooting percentage, but this half has been quite the struggle. I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, they are at 50% right now compared to 70 they had.
I mean, at the half, they shot 70% from the free throw line, which is not really bad, and they have to keep that momentum. Up 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
For number 23, Ekau.
And there we go again. Great offense on the other side for Uganda, and then they go to sleep and let themselves concede a point. It can't be a back and forth contest here. Uganda definitely needs to decide what they need to do, because this back and forth will not keep them in the game.
Especially when you're trying to come back into the game, you gotta string a couple of stops, play good defense, and be consistent with that. You know, dry up the scoring for Egypt.
Egypt's still struggling to make a free throw. They were 22% in the first half. They 0.
Which is very surprising for an Egyptian team.
Great jumper by number 7. But again, what we keep speaking about is that one-on-one offense. You can only do so much of it. And a 3 by the big man. Stark contrast. Having,
like I said, these kids are very skillful. Whether from 1 to 5, they can all shoot, they can all handle the ball. So you got to make sure that you step out on all of them. Good ball movement. Travel, yep, it is a travel. Wasn't 2 minds right there. But you got to get out to 35. You got to get out to 35, which is Omar Assam. You can shoot the 3 ball. You got to get out to 24. You got to get out to 45 as well, which is Omar Mohamed Ali. All those bigs for Egypt can shoot the ball. So you got to make sure that you get in front of them. So you get in front of them and you stop the threes.
and it's a great relief for their guards, making sure they've got bigs that can shoot and score the ball, meaning that the guards have an open lane every single time if they want to drive in, because now Uganda has to respect the big. Good play, good patience by Uganda.
Yep, that's good patience. That started with the double team, because now we can tell what Egypt are trying to do. They're trying to get the ball out of Tejan's hands. They know that he controls the game for Uganda. So if you get the ball out of his hands, force the other guys to beat you. He's the one guy that don't want him to beat them. And so if you are Uganda, you got to move the ball quicker because you're an extra guy off the double. And you got to make free throws. Good block.
Good block.
Oh, good move. Good basketball.
Good step. Number 7 has been on a tear. He's had Uganda's last 4 baskets.
That's really sound. That's solid drive. You know, the defender bites, stop and pop, mid-ranger, which is, it is really, ooh, that's accidental, but it's still a foul. I mean, the mid-range game has been abandoned by most of these young kids. They all want to be Steph Curry, who's just shooting threes all day, every day. The mid-range game is still a very important game. It's still a very important part of our game.
Giving themselves second chance, third chance opportunities here. that Egypt is doing. Again, another shot, another rebound.
Floater.
10 seconds left in the game. The clock is off. That wasn't unnecessary. They had more than enough time. Oh, that was an unnecessary shot.
Same.
Very ill-advised taking.
Yeah. It's in bong right now. You know, both teams are throwing the ball away. But number 10 from Uganda had all the time in the world. Amos Mugisha. You know, 10 seconds is a lifetime in basketball. You can win and lose a game in 10 seconds.
And that's the end of the third. Egypt is up by 8 points. We keep making sure that, or Uganda keeps making sure that they stay very close by. They're down 8. 8 points is nothing. It's 2-3 possessions that they can bring the game back into a place where they can make sure that they can take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, literally it's four possessions. You know, so Uganda right in it, and this style of basketball right now suits Uganda. The up and down kind of game, because that's where they really excel. They're a transition team, especially the offense. You know, they're very fluent in the transition offense. So what Egypt can do is really to slow them down and force them into a half-court game. I think there Egypt will have success against them. And what Uganda wants to do is also to make sure that, you know, they really hurry Egypt up, put them into uncomfortable situations where they force them to, you know, to really put pressure on them, make sure that they, you know, they take bad shots, you know, get them out of their offense, you know, speed them up a little bit, you know, which they have done, especially the last 3 minutes of the game, and that's why they're still within touch.
No, that's definitely true. And then number 7, Musime Kabanga has definitely come alive in this third period. He had all of 2 points in the first half, and now he's carrying the team on his back.
Oh, absolutely. He's found his rhythm. He's found his groove. You know, he's giving Uganda a fighting chance, which is great to see. They need somebody else to step up as well, besides Tejan and Musi.
Which is great. He's helping Tejan getting up. He's helping Tejan and making sure that
they did help.
He's not just the focus of the defense.
Yep.
Egypt has made sure that they've played a box and one on Tejan, and now there needs to be somebody else to step up on that Ugandan team to make sure that baskets can be made and the ball can go through that hoop.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still at AfroBasket under 18 in Pretoria, the start of the fourth quarter.
This game is well poised. 10 minutes to go. Both teams, any of those two teams can win the game at this point in time.
Great defense by Uganda. And that's what we keep talking about, that lapse in judgment. They played great defense for 16 seconds, made sure that they kept everybody where they needed to be, and a little slight switch of hand between the Egyptians gave them a wide open lane.
Great execution by Egypt. And they will do that to you the whole day.
Tejan trying to force the issue. He got a foul enforcing that issue.
But do you see the differences between Uganda's offense and Egypt's offense?
No, definitely. There's definitely a big discrepancy between the two teams. One team is making sure that they play for each other, that at any given moment any man can score, and that's what makes Egypt so dangerous. Whereas on the Ugandan team, where they do have the talent, 100%, the issue is that they are relying solely on the individual talent instead of the team talent.
And it's always easy to guard individuals and to guard the full team. To guard the whole team. So Uganda has to guard the whole team of Egypt, whereas Egypt has to guard one or two players from the Ugandan team. So it's easy to make adjustments on defense in that way.
That is very true.
So Tejan is 1 or 2 from the line. Again, there's that pick and roll. Nothing. It takes him all the way to the cup.
Good defense Good defense by Uganda on that play. You know, Flush, going back to the stats, Egypt, after 3 quarters, is 25% from the 3-point line. That's a shocking stat. You would not expect that from guys that are making everything else, from the 2, from the 3, but the free shots, they're struggling to make those.
Absolutely.
What do you think is the issue?
I mean, and as you rightly put it, the table, shocking stats from the Egyptian shooting 25% from the line. Good take. He touched the hoop. That's got to be a basket.
That's got to be a basket.
Ooh, that will hurt. And they convert the other side.
That's what you need to do as the Egyptians. Play to the whistle. Forget what happened on the other side. Make sure you score. Make sure you get your basket. It's very demoralizing to be the Ugandan team and have such a play not go your way.
Yeah, no, I think the refs missed that call. It was supposed to be a 2-point for Uganda. He did grab the hoop when the ball was short.
100%. That was a 4-point swing in that moment.
Yep.
After that basket not being given, and Egypt just going beeline down with the bigs, going base to base and getting that open layup.
Yep. Timeout Uganda, if I'm not mistaken. Again, going back to the stats, the table. By the end of the 3rd quarter, Uganda is sitting on 14 turnovers. And Egypt is sitting on 22 turnovers. So what it means Uganda are turning Egypt over, but they gotta convert.
100%. But speaking of stats, off turnovers, Uganda's made 13 points versus Egypt's 9. So Uganda is converting off those turnovers, but it's not at a high enough rate of the number of turnovers that they've been creating for Egypt.
True. But hey, I mean, it is a 7-point game after all.
No, definitely. And again, looking into, as we're talking about the stats, Egypt has 0 fast break points, Uganda has 11, speaking to the type of play that they want to have. And lastly, the Egyptian bench is what's keeping them alive.
Yep.
They have 37 points as compared to the 25 of Uganda. So that has everything to say with how hard, that, as you mentioned at the beginning of the game, that 5 in, 5 out that the Egyptians can run is keeping them in the game.
Yeah, it kind of gives you the sense of how good of a team they are. If they can able to say 5 in, 5 out, they are very deep.
Uganda gets the rebound. Let's see if they can make anything out of this. It's a 13-point game. They definitely need to bring themselves back into this game. It's 13 points. They're struggling. Tejan is also just trying to force the issue. You got a good foul out of that, but I feel that the moment he gets a double, there's somebody waiting for a free pass. They need to just let go of the ball.
Just let go of the ball. I mean, they worked out a plan now, the Egyptians, that every single time he touches the ball, they're going to double him, and it will be difficult for him to score. See, I mean, they're playing him high. They're denying the pass.
Oh, offensive foul on that motion. Number 10 from Uganda has been given a moving screen.
He's a
good hustle, good defense there by Uganda, but they just need to poise themselves a little bit.
Feels and looks like the Ugandan coach is contesting every ball now.
And to be honest,
they
he
can't let
does.
that happen. That again, they can't let that happen. That will always, you can't give them second chances. Oh, that's a bad turnover.
They get themselves 3 opportunities to make a basket, then get a turnover and a steal.
Kick drive. Stepped out of line, number 6. Ali from Egypt. Turnover. Again, so they are very prone to turning the ball over. That is Egypt. I mean, it's the stats don't lie. but you gotta have to convert at a healthy rate if they do give you the chance.
That's very true. I feel that even though Egypt has the high turnover stats compared to Uganda, Egypt, when they do get an opportunity to make a basket, they don't make a mistake. And that's what separates them too. Good slowing down of the ball by number 4.
Oh, good ball movement. Good ball movement.
Good rebounding by Uganda. Good ball movement by Egypt.
Now, if you're Uganda, you don't want the game to, you don't want the lead rather to blow up like that. Now it's a 15-point lead for Egypt. Like I said, they're a well-oiled machine. They know how to close games. They know when they have a healthy lead. If you're Uganda, you got to put pressure on them, but make sure that it's contested shot.
They still play that one-on-one game.
Look at this, 17-point lead now. It kind of feels like Uganda are now giving up.
It definitely does. They dug this hole for themselves.
Look at that.
And another ill-advised shot. They're trying to play. It's now hero ball. This is not what you need at this stage of the game. There's more than enough time to keep the game going. Good block by number 5.
You have enough time. 6 minutes is a lot of time. It's a lifetime. Just slow down the game and get
that beautiful attacking motion to the hoop by number 5.
Good take, but you still need to. There's no need for you to hurry. You gotta.
Again, lapse in judgment. There's no weak side help. They fall asleep. It's something we've consistently spoken about throughout the entire game. They do a great job on one side, and when they come back the other side, everybody's taking a nap.
But where's the weak side? Where's the weak side help? That's why Coach Michael Sega had to call a timeout and stop the bleeding. I mean, the lead is ballooned to 17. What is it now?
Yeah, definitely a 17-point lead.
17 points lead.
There's plenty of time with 5 minutes 30. All you got to do is just keep chipping away. But that chipping away means defensive stops and conversions on the other side. No hero ball.
Like I said earlier on, anytime you want to eat an elephant, if you don't want to be at the goal, I mean, it's literally, you know, a bite at a time. That's how you eat an elephant. Otherwise, you find yourself in trouble if you're trying to swallow it at the goal.
That's very, very true. Ladies and gentlemen, this is AfroBasket under 18. Uganda versus Egypt. Uganda 42 points, Egypt 59. We got 5 minutes 30 to play. This is definitely a good game. Egypt seems to be running away with it, but can Uganda stop the bleeding and claw their way back into this game? You are watching AfroBasket under 18.
And they can claw their way back. It just needs a couple of stops, but it needs good execution on offense as well. If the break is on, push the ball down the floor, share the basketball. If the break is not on, slow it down, run sets, give your team a chance to win the ball game, or to at least claw back into the ball game by proper execution. Just you need to execute on offense by making sure you play the correct way, not hero ball as you rightly put it.
This was definitely a good position by Uganda. They got to, beautiful by number 5, got to where he wanted to get to. Beautiful passing, a little bit of cutting there that left the Egyptian defense stuck to their feet, making sure that they had the open lane. Good, oh, unfortunate. Try to go for the steal. Good recovery by Uganda.
There it is. That's where they're really good at.
He telegraphed the pass there. He should have made a decision a little bit earlier. That is a very heads-up play by number 4 from Egypt, throwing the ball off the feet of the Ugandan player. Great heads-up play.
Yep, the fast break was on. They played very good defense. Picked up a defensive rebound, pushed the ball down the floor. You just needed calm heads. No blood rush in your head.
great offense by the Egyptian team.
That's good execution.
Great execution.
Good ball movement, finding the open shooter.
But like you mentioned, you can't tell whether it's a guard or it's a big. They all can shoot it and stroke it from the deep.
That's how they do it. Get up. Get up. Get up. Force the foul.
Uganda plays
But
such
drive and with an understanding of where your other 4 players are, your teammates. You know, you cannot just be one track minded. You're only driving to score. Drive, you know, knowing where the other guys are. If the help comes, find the next guy.
That is very true.
Look at that. The ball is moving.
Great ball movement. Get it to where you need. Oh, that's back-to-back threes. Great ball movement from the exact same spot.
Getting away from them now. It's a 21-point lead with 3 minutes and some change left. I'm calling it a wrap right now. I don't see Uganda coming back into this game. Look at that. Systematic. That chance. Lucky for Uganda. Egypt couldn't convert. That's more like it.
There was no need for that bounce by number 11. He put himself in a compromising position. He was free. It's getting a little bit chippy. A tech for number 6.
Up. He must have said something interesting to a referee for him to be teed up.
No, definitely. It got a little bit chippy there in the corner between number 6 and number 11. I think the referee just was not having it.
Ali Asran, feisty character. I mean, you want that from a player to show emotions, but obviously not say anything out of character to the referees, because the referees will tee you up.
No, definitely. I think also it's great to show character while you're up as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Should never just be when you're down.
Yep.
Should be
timeout on the floor. Uganda called a timeout. I want to talk about it, but I like emotions from players. You know, that tells you that they're engaged. They're in the game. You know,
no, and they want to win the game. Doesn't matter. You may be up 21 points, but just showing that 21 points means nothing.
True. And the key part is it tells you as a coach that, hey, you want to win. You're hungry for this. You know, you're showing emotions. I mean, I can take a technical from a player that is showing emotion. I mean, right there, look at him. He fought all the way through. Whatever he said to a referee didn't sit well with the official.
I think it seemed like the referee was not calling that a foul, but rather calling it an out of bounds play.
Pretty much. I think that's probably it.
And that infuriated the player, which would infuriate any player, any coach as well, you know. And it's important to make sure that you do show that emotion.
Yeah.
It looks like the Egyptian coach is keeping his bench on the court to close out the game. He hasn't. He's let his star players rest.
Like I said, anytime you're 12 deep, you know, you find a way to get these guys playing at the high level. All of them, all 12. It's a good thing. It bodes well for the team.
Definitely. All right, Tijen has the ball, takes the shot. Looks like Uganda's going to play a full court. Looks like Uganda's going to play a full court press for the last 2 minutes and change.
Yep, Uganda are putting the pressure. I thought they should have done this with about, say, 6 minutes to go.
100%.
You know,
at this point, might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's a little too late now for them.
Great pressure break, great pressure release.
I mean, the Egyptian team are very experienced. Look at the kid number 6, Ali. He's fighting.
They're 21 points up and he's still fighting for a rebound.
Good pass.
Good pass. Oh no, we need it. We have to finish those.
Yeah.
Oh, great basketball by the
That's
Egyptians.
beautiful basketball.
Unselfish basketball. Number 4 had an open jumper, but he saw his man on the inside for a better shot.
Oh, this is showtime now. Look at
301.
this.
It was definitely showtime. We're not sure which show it was, but it was definitely showtime there.
And look at the ball movement. It's like 5 passes, 6 passes without the ball touching the floor.
They definitely just waiting for the shot clock to expire before they open again. Oh! He went for it. That was the exclamation mark of the game.
Yeah.
What more can you say?
Oh, he did catch a head right there. That's just how the cookie crumbles for Uganda. They've just been beaten by a better team. There's nothing to it. They cannot feel really bad about themselves. Maybe they can go watch film later on and see where they really went wrong. Especially on them hurrying their play, taking quick shots and all that kind of stuff, would led to fast breaks. Led to bad possessions.
Led to bad shots.
Yeah, they were right there with 3 minutes to go.
You see,
So they were right there with about 5
they were right
minutes to
there
go.
in the game with 4 points. They were down 4 points, and they let themselves go with their hurried possessions, poor shooting, and just playing individual basketball.
Yeah.
I think that last play that we just saw now was a standing ovation for number 6. They passed the ball around, did everything. He got a dunk and got to go to the bench. He gets to now rest for the next game.
Yeah.
He did his job.
The Ugandan coach Michael Sega wants a push on that play. Bad pass by number
A little bit
14,
too many passes there when he had the open jumper.
Omar Yusuf.
Blocking by number 4, blocking foul by number 14 and number 10. It's a 23-point game. It's all about now, can Uganda bring the score as close as possible in case they go head-to-head with another team to allow them through into the next round.
Absolutely.
It must be a pleasure being the Egyptian coach, being able to sub
Ahmed.
a point guard out for another point guard
Ahmed.
who are both going to all hit threes.
Yeah, the head coach for Egypt, Ahmed El Gahi. He's been cool the whole game. He obviously knew something that we didn't know. But I guess when you have that long of a preparation with your team and you believe in your team and the preparation has been excellent, just came back from a FIBA Under-17 World Championships. You have faith in your team. You can have both your hands in your pockets.
No,
There's
100%. And it seems like they keep playing basketball. It never stops.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter whether it's the FIBA Under-17 Championships, it's BWB, it's now the Under-18. They have continuity with number 1 with their team because they keep on growing together. And number 2, they know that these kids are going to move on to their senior structures.
Yeah.
And so
there's a system
that they play.
The whole country has a system that they play. And it's quite evident. Whether you see the Egyptian national team, whether you see Al Akli, whether you see...
That's a strong take by number 10. I think he felt he didn't have enough points on the board. It's 40 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, well, it's all over, really.
It's just now about what the score is actually going to be. 25 seconds left in the game, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Number 11. Oh, it's number 0. That's another frustration calls, unnecessary from the Egyptian side. You're already up, you're winning, there's no need to be frustrated.
Nah, no need.
Whether the ref is correct or not, you were up, what? Almost, you're up 25 points. There's no need for those calls.
Absolutely. It's kids after all. I think we need to remember that you're dealing with a bunch of 17-year-olds there.
100%. We're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-olds. We forget that
Yeah.
the cooler heads do not prevail in the situation. It's all about keeping that emotion and intensity up, right? But it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Number 0 has made 2 free throws, making the technical free throw and 1 of 2. He's taking his 3rd free throw now. Let's see if he can. Good, he's kept the ball in the game, made sure that his team has another opportunity to try and reduce this deficit, allow them to have a nice head-to-head score. Oh, great backdoor pass, beautiful layup by number 10. They still have a little bit of flair left over, even though they're down 21.
Just like that.
And just like that, just trading baskets. And that's the end of the game. Uganda with 50 points and Egypt with 73 points. We expected Egypt to come out and win this game, but they did it in such a composed manner. They went down at the beginning of the game with Uganda playing hard, but I always asked at the beginning, will Uganda be able to sustain this? And clearly they were not able to sustain that intensity at the highest level. Great game though, it shows what they're made of, and I think that in the future they can do a couple of tweaks after watching some game tape and make sure that next time they're a little bit closer than this.
It all boils down to fundamentals. I mean, Egypt they are fundamentally sound from 1 to 5. You know, that is their starters. But also from the guys coming off the bench, you know, the 7 guys sitting on the bench, they just fundamentally sound. They know how to play the game. They're very patient on offense. They execute very well. You know, they play team defense. You know, there's cohesion there. You can see it from the jump. You know, whether they're down, whether they're up, they keep the same momentum. They can change gears as well whenever they feel like. As well as Uganda, you know, it's literally a team that is very athletic, but you know, there's 1 or 2 guys that can do damage to a team. So they rely on individuals to be able to beat you. Whereas Egypt is literally a team effort. You know, they beat you as a gang. You know, and that's the difference right there.
100%. It was great to watch. Egypt showed their composure. Whether they were up, they were down, they were never hurried. That shows a professional team, a team that's been together for a while. They're not worried whether they're down 10 points or whether they're up 10 points. They play the same basketball through and through. That's the mark of a good team.
Again, they're not going to go out there and do something that they're not used to. They'll always stick to the system, and the system is always going to beat you. That's what it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first game of AfroBasket Under 18 in Turks. We had Uganda versus Egypt. Unfortunately, Uganda fell to Egypt 50-73. That's game 1. We will now move on to game 2. Stay tuned. Thanks very much.